Let's start by watching a short video clip.
The moonlight is quite exquisite tonight, isn't it? But I find the look in your eyes far more intriguing than the view outside. Don't look away just yet. Since you've come this far, why not sit down and finish this glass of wine with me?
In this video, what we need to focus on isn't the visuals, but the audio part. Did you notice that this voice is very unique? The overall sense of allure is quite strong. Of course, I didn't design this voice with any other intention. I just wanted to introduce a fantastic voice model to everyone, which is Qwen3 TTS. Qwen3 TT is not just a simple voice cloning model. It actually contains 3 foundational models. The first is voice design, the second is voice customization, and the third is voice cloning. In this video, we will use 7 scenarios to give you a detailed introduction to the specific usage of each model, as well as some issues you need to pay attention to during use. Regarding Qwen3 TTS, there are 2 main application scenarios. The first is using the original model through a web UI to perform voice-related operations. Additionally, many developers in the open source community have created ComfyUI extensions, so you can now use all the functions of Qwen3 TTS directly within ComfyUI. I have built the workflow on Runninghub, and you can access the platform through there. In the ComfyUI field, Runninghub is a fantastic online workbench because whenever new models or new extensions appear, they follow up immediately. You can register for Runninghub using the invitation link in my video description to get 1,000 free credits. Plus, logging in daily gives you 100 bonus credits, so you can try out your own workflows. What you are seeing now is the Qwen3 TTS GitHub page. First, let's look at some basic information you should know about this model. Currently, there are 2 series available, a 0.6b version and a 1.7b version. The 0.6b model is generally used for streaming workflows, meaning scenarios where you need real-time speech processing. The 1.7b model is larger, takes longer to process, and is designed for offline use, but the generated voice quality is higher. Furthermore, it is a standard multi-language model supporting most mainstream languages. Next, I'll briefly talk about the installation. Installing Qwen3 TTS is very simple, but please note that the basic environment requirements are quite strict. First, we recommend a CUDA version of 12.8. This isn't a requirement of Qwen3 TTS itself, but rather for an optimization model it uses, which you might be familiar with, flash attention. There is a statement here where the author strongly suggests using CUDA 12.8 to achieve better performance. NC, we've determined the CUDA version. There are requirements for the versions of related components. First is PyTorch. To support CUDA 12.8, your version should be at least 2.8 or higher. Currently, the recommended PyTorch version on the official site is 2.10, and the recommended Python version is 3.12. So please pay close attention to these basic environment requirements. The installation process is straightforward. We can use Python's pip to install Qwen3 TTS directly. Also, as mentioned, you need to install flash attention using the corresponding command. Here, if your RAM is less than 96 gigabytes, we hope you set the number of parallel workers. Let's set the maximum value to 4. The installation process should proceed without issues, though installing flash attention might take a little longer. Next is the model download. You can place the models in any location. The official recommendation is to put them under a folder named Qwen. There are 2 options for the download address. If you are a user in mainland China, you can download from the ModelScope community. If you are an overseas user, you can download from Hugging Face. Once all models are downloaded, you can start using Qwen3 TTS. There are many ways to use it, such as code inference, but here we recommend using the web UI. You can see there are 3 commands here. The only difference between these 3 commands is the model they load. The first is called custom voice. The second is voice design, and the third is base. Let's look at voice design first. What you see now is the main interface for voice design. It supports multiple languages, so we will use various languages for testing. What you see here is a Chinese scenario. On the left, we need 3 types of input information. First is the text to be synthesized. Second is the language we suggest selecting auto. The third and most critical part is the timbre description. You can see on their official website that there are many control types, such as acoustic property control, age attributes, and sound variation, which they call gradient control. There is also human, likeness. Below that is setting the character's background information. Here we suggest using a direct description method. We describe the voice using dimensions like gender, pitch, speed, volume, clarity, fluency, accent, timbre texture, emotion, intonation, and personality. For example, I have described a dominant lady voice. It belongs to the mid-low range, slightly husky, and has a corresponding sense of relaxation. Let's listen to the generated effect.
今晚的夜色确实不错，不过，比起窗外的风景，我倒是对你现在的眼神更感兴趣。别急着移开视线，既然都走到这一步了，不如坐下来陪我喝完这杯酒如何？
Listen to that. The expression of the voice fits the timbre description very well. Next, let's test the English voice design. The overall content is the same as what we just saw. Let's check the generated effect in English.
The moonlight is quite exquisite tonight, isn't it? But I find the look in your eyes far more intriguing than the view outside. Don't look away just yet. Since you've come this far, why not sit down and finish this glass of wine with me?
You can hear that the overall quality is quite good. Here, I want to remind you of a trick when using this. I suggest breaking the text into short phrases or sentences. Let's listen to it again with that method.
The moonlight is quite exquisite tonight, isn't it? But I find the look in your eyes far more intriguing than the view outside. Don't look away just yet. Since you've come this far, why not sit down and finish this glass of wine with me?
You can hear that the expression and texture of the voice are much better this way. That was the first function, voice design. Next, let's look at voice cloning. Voice cloning has two main functions. The first is direct voice cloning. Let's listen to a reference audio clip.
Hi, everybody. Anaya, thank you for that beautiful introduction. I could not be prouder of everything you've done in your time with the Obama Foundation.
This is a clip of Obama's voice. Now, we have two choices. The first choice is to paste the text corresponding to this reference audio into the reference text box. Of course, you can choose not to fill it in. If you don't fill it in, you need to check the box for zero shot. What this means is that we will use a vector to represent the speaker's timbre. However, the effect for voice cloning in this mode is very limited. Let's test it out. I haven't filled in the reference text. Let's listen to the result.
The moonlight is quite exquisite tonight, isn't it? But I find the look in your eyes far more intriguing than the view outside.
You can hear that it has some of Obama's vocal characteristics, but it is not particularly similar. If you want to achieve a perfect voice cloning effect, I suggest handling it this way. Uncheck the box and fill in the reference text corresponding to the audio clip. Everything else remains the same. Let's look at the generated result.
The moonlight is quite exquisite tonight, isn't it? But I find the look in your eyes far more intriguing than the view outside. Don't look away just yet. Since you've come this far, why not sit down and finish this glass of wine with me?
You can hear that the voice effect is now highly recognizable. Besides that, there is a very important function in voice cloning called saving and loading voices. Because it is too troublesome to upload an audio clip and write its reference text. Every time we want to clone, there is a feature where we can use it once and save it as a voice file. In the future, when cloning, we can just select this voice file. Here are the specific steps. First, just like with cloning, upload a reference audio and write the corresponding reference text. Then directly select Save Voice File and download the file. Next, we upload this voice file. This is the one we just saved. Enter the text to be synthesized. Leave the language on auto detect and click generate. We get the effect on the right. Let's listen.
The moonlight is quite exquisite tonight, isn't it? But I find the look in your eyes far more intriguing than the view outside.
Besides that, there is a very important function in voice cloning called saving and loading voices. Because it is too troublesome to upload an audio clip and write its reference text every time we want to clone, there is a feature where we can use it once and save it as a voice file. In the future, when cloning, we can just select this voice file. Here are the specific steps. First, just like with cloning, upload a reference audio and write the corresponding reference text. Then, directly select Save Voice File and download the file. Next, we upload this voice file. This is the one we just saved. Enter the text to be synthesized. Leave the language on auto detect and click generate. We get the effect on the right. Let's listen.
The time is exactly 2点45分。AOM, I'm waiting for you at 31.23 degrees north.
We don't need to listen closely. You'll find this audio is unusable. So when you are doing this kind of Chinese to English cross-language cloning, pay attention to numbers. It doesn't error out every time, but the probability of error is very high. You can try it yourself. This was the bug or pitfall that struck me the most during testing. Finally, let's look at customize, or voice customization. This is actually for modifying existing timbres. There are many built-in speakers here, and each character specializes in a different language. Here, I selected a Chinese speaker. I wrote some random text to be synthesized. Then, for the voice description, I asked it to read the text above in an extremely sad tone. Okay, let's listen to the effect.
就算你自己不想治，你也得考虑考虑别人的感受吧。
That is the effect you just heard, and I think it is fantastic. What you just saw were the effects showcased using the original web UI. In ComfyUI, most functions can be replicated, but not all of them. For example, the function to save voice files hasn't been implemented yet. Let's take a look. I have put all 3 functions into one workflow. To use this function, you need to install an extension. There are actually many choices for extensions, but here I chose the Qwen3 TTS extension developed by Hague. What you see now is this extension's GitHub page. The overall installation is quite simple. You need to download the corresponding models. Regarding the directory where the downloaded models should be stored, there is a very detailed description here. Now let's look at the specific functions. First is voice design. Here, we need to load a voice design model and then pass it through the voice design node. In this node, the top part is the text we want to synthesize, and the bottom part is the description of the voice. Let's listen to the effect.
The moonlight is quite exquisite tonight, isn't it? But I find the look in your eyes far more intriguing than the view outside. Don't look away just yet.
That is the effect of voice design. For voice cloning, we need to load more things. First, for the model, we use the 1.7b base model. Then we need to load a reference voice. Here we are using that same Obama clip. Below that is the reference text for the voice, and the text we want to synthesize. Let's listen to the effect.
The moonlight is quite exquisite tonight, isn't it? But I find the look in your eyes far more intriguing than the view outside.
Listen to that. It is very alike. Further down is what we call custom voice. For this, we need to load the custom voice model. Then in this node, we need to input the text we want to synthesize, and additionally, the description for the voice. Let's look at the final resulting effect.
就算你自己不想治，你也得考虑考虑别人的感受吧。
We can say without exaggeration that Qwen3 TTS is one of the models I've seen with the most features and relatively good generation quality. What is also very important is that this is a completely open source model. Moreover, it supports both real-time status sound processing and offline status sound processing. So this model is very generous and user-friendly. I suggest you give it a try yourself. That is all for today. Follow me to become someone who truly understands AI.